What's the creepiest thing that followed you home? I used to stare at the clock during last period just to count down the seconds until I could run home, because if I moved fast enough, maybe I could avoid him, but that didn't work forever. No matter how fast I ran, he always found me, at school, at the park, or by my locker. He called it teasing, but I called it survival. Eventually, I stopped talking in class and eating at lunch, and I stopped asking for help because every time I did, someone told me it was probably just a misunderstanding. So when I begged my mom to transfer me to a new school, I didn't expect her to say yes, but she did. I got a new school, a new backpack, and a new start, and I thought I could finally breathe. At first, things got better. I found a seat in the back of class where no one bothered me, and the teachers learned my name, and I even ate lunch with two people who didn't ask questions. So for the first time in forever, I felt like a real person again. But then things started happening. Small things at first, like someone knocking over my gym bag in the locker room, or my new pencil case disappearing, or someone writing my old nickname on the bathroom wall, the one he used to call me every day. I told myself it was a coincidence, but deep down, I felt it. That feeling you get when you're being watched, the tightness in your chest, the way your skin prickles for no reason. And then it happened. Taped to my locker was a note with 6 words.
Miss me yet, loser? Jay?
I stood there for a long time, just staring, and my hands were shaking, and I felt like I was going to throw up. That's when I realized I hadn't escaped anything. I just made it easier for him to find me. I tried to tell the school, but they told me he wasn't enrolled, and my mom said I was overthinking, and they said maybe someone was playing a prank. But I knew that handwriting. I knew the way the J curved just slightly to the left. I'd seen it etched into my desk for months. Then it got worse. I started seeing a bike parked across the street from my bus stop, same model, same rusted handlebar, and once I caught a shadow behind me when I walked home, but it vanished when I turned. Then one morning, I found a photo tucked into my backpack, a photo of me walking home taken from behind, blurred, but definitely me. I told a teacher and I told my mom, but no one did anything. They said maybe I dropped it, or maybe it was a mistake, or I just needed to relax. Then one night, I came home and found my window open, but it was locked that morning. And on my desk was my old student ID from my last school. But I didn't cry or scream, I just stared at it until I couldn't move. The next day, I snapped and told my mom everything, and I asked how he found us and why this was happening again. And that's when she looked at me like I'd just said something awful. But then she sat down and told me the truth. She used to date his dad years ago before she met my stepdad. She never told me because she thought it didn't matter and it was over. But a few months ago, she posted a picture of me online. Just a simple photo of me in my new uniform in front of the school sign, and he saw it and found me, but she didn't even know he was still watching us. We called the police and they didn't believe it at first. But then they found a bike hidden behind a dumpster near our apartment, and his fingerprints were on my bedroom window. And inside his locker at school, they found a notebook. The last page just had my name written over and over again. He was arrested and they called it stalking. My mom cried a lot after that and apologized for weeks and told me she should have known or noticed. And maybe she should have, but the scariest part wasn't the bully. It was realizing no one believed me until it was almost too late.